Welcome everybody. Thank you very much for clicking on my channel and clicking on my content. If you're new to this channel, I talk about all things dreadlocks, anything that pertains to it, tips and tricks. I give updates on my own hair monthly, as well as product reviews. If that is something you're interested in, please hit the like and subscribe button. If not, it's all good. Keep it moving. Today I got a topic that is very cliche-ish, but I feel that people can still benefit from it. There has been quite a few of these videos made in the past. However, I would like to give my opinions about that. And that is blunted tips and wispy ends. Now I don't have any wispy ends to show you, but a blunted tip looks like this. They're rounded off and blunted. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please stick around and stay tuned. Lock it down. Let's go. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, before we begin, I have to show you this shirt that my girl bought me. I have to. Check it out. YouTube TV, man, that shit is badass. I love it. Baby, if you're watching, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, back to the topic at hand, okay? A blunted tip versus wispy tips. As I said before, this is a blunted tip for those of y'all who don't know. It is essentially just a rounded dreadlock at the end. To kick this topic off, if you're blunting your tips, they're most likely gonna be shorter. You're most likely going to lose length, up to an inch maybe. Okay, when people blunt their tips, they tend to just fold the wispy parts up like that and then crochet it together. You don't have to do that, but that's how most people tend to do blunted tips. Wispy ends are going to be a little longer because you're not going to be crocheting anything up. Now, these are all opinions. These are all my opinions, okay? Remember that. So these are not facts. It's just my personal opinions. Blunted tips tend to be more masculine. This is just the way it is. And wispy ends tend to be more feminine, okay? Personal opinion, but I believe most people would agree with me that a blunted tip seems more manly, whereas the feminine or wispy tip can be more girly. They can do stuff to it. Keep this in mind if you're gonna blunt your tips. There's possibly, most likely, going to be maintenance involved. Okay? If you blunt your tips and they're not done right, they will come out, they will unravel, and you're gonna have to do them again. I got lucky. Okay, the lady who did mine, they have stayed in. Okay, now I'll get a few loose hairs here and there, but that's just loose hair from the dread. That's not my tips coming unraveled. So keep that in mind. A wispy end, there's no maintenance required. You just leave it wispy. When it comes to washing your hair, the blunted tips are most likely gonna hold water. Okay, your dreads are already gonna be holding water. But with a wispy end, they're just loose hairs in the bottom. The water can run right through it, okay? Whereas it's a blunted tip, it essentially is blocking that off, okay? And making it very difficult for that water to run out and dry. Something to think about, huh? My opinion, wispy ends can look not as neat. The blunted tip looks more neater. My opinion, but I believe that most people agree with that statement. I can't explain it, but the blunted end looks more clean because the wispy tips essentially looks like a bunch of loose hair floating about. When that's not the case, that's what it can look like to some people. If your tips are blunted, that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no doing nothing to them. They're blunted, and that's it. Whereas if you have wispy ends, loose hair on your ends, you can possibly do some styling. You can possibly curl them or twist them or make them look more girly and fashionable. That is something to think about. The blunted tips is a blunted tip. The wispy ends, you can possibly do a little bit of styling. These are the ones that I think are most important, and that's if you're starting off new dreadlocks, if you're just starting out your journey, a blunted end will help keep your hair locked. Okay, this is a choice you're gonna have to make. If you don't want blunted tips, think about it. It will help keep your new, fresh baby locks in. Okay, if they're wispy hair on the ends, that's essentially hair not dreaded, making it extremely easy for a new dreadlock to just come unraveled, especially if you shower like that. Now, that's not saying that's the case, but it definitely helps with a blunted end to keep your dreads in. Now, if the lady who does them or the man who does your hair is a very talented loctician, then you shouldn't have nothing to worry about, no matter which route you go. But if you have new dreads and you don't trust the loctician, you might want to think about blunting them ends to keeping the dreads locked up. That's all I got. And that is the end of the video, and I appreciate everybody who stuck around to the end. Even if you didn't, if you only watched a minute or a second of this video, I appreciate it. Again, like and subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to get to that 200 mark. I'm very close, so let's push me over the edge, y'all, okay? I got more content coming in the future, so everybody, stay tuned.